in the last season of X-Files with Robert Patrick and whatever that woman's name was, I can't think of it, was really good. It's just you can't watch the shit with the cancer smoking man or any of that. That shit got annoying.
Oh, yeah, fucking cancer, man. Welcome, Internet. It's Entertainment is Dead, again for the second night in a row. Just on to talk about a few things really quick before the weekend. I went and actually saw Godzilla on Monday, and the thing that Ryan was just talking about was just finishing a little rant we had about Tales from the Crypt and some of the 90s shit that we appreciate, like X-Files and Outer Limits. So, really quickly, going to talk about Godzilla and then my book club, Chuck's Book Club. And I don't read, so my book club is all about playing video games. We're going to pick a video game this month. We're going to talk about it for a little while, and then we're going to
outline the rules.
Right.
We're going to talk about the project. We're not going to talk about the game today.
Yeah.
Because we haven't played it yet.
Correct. So, first, just want to go over Godzilla really quickly.
I'm going to ask you a series of questions.
Okay.
And you answer the questions so that people can know about Godzilla.
Okay.
Is the monster big?
This is the biggest Godzilla yet, in case you haven't been watching everything.
I haven't. I've been staying away from it intentionally. Is the story just totally lame and who gives a shit? We just want to watch Godzilla step on stuff.
See, I was about to get into that. So, things I hated. Elizabeth Olsen didn't even need to be in the fucking movie. Complete waste of money on the part of the directors and the people making the movie. Really like her as an actress. If you haven't seen, is it Silent House? I think she's in. It's the movie that's filmed in with one frame. Like they did the whole movie without stopping the camera, and it's amazing. It's really, really good. I had to turn it off eventually because it was giving me so much fucking anxiety. Really, really good movie. Recommend that. She, in that movie, is just like a fucking stand-in. They might as well, there's parts in it where they're all running and shit, and she's in it, and they might as well just been panning around and, like, doing it from a point of view of a random person. The plot between her and Aaron Taylor just seems so worthless. The only person, like, they're supposed to be family members.
Listen. I don't want to cut you off too much, but people don't go to a Godzilla movie to see the plot lines or the family members. They go to see Godzilla crush buildings.
Okay, that's my question.
Rampage.
So you've said that the plot line is shit.
Well, no. So the human plot
parts
line,
that are shit, can you get over it by watching Godzilla step on stuff?
Yes. So
Victory.
The person who really holds the human side of things together, Bryan Cranston, it actually kept me going. If he wasn't in the movie, I probably wouldn't have cared. Not that I would have walked out, because obviously you want to watch a Godzilla movie, but it's not a movie that you would rewatch.
Second question to ask is this better than the Matthew Broderick one?
Fuck and yes.
Okay. Then I don't know what you're asking for here, man. I mean, the bar is only set so high, and clearly we have already met expectations or improved. So what are you looking for?
I have a question. I have a good question about it. Are you ready?
Go.
Is it better than Pacific Rim?
Dude, I didn't really like Pacific Rim. I think I had other intentions when I went and saw that originally. And I really like Guillermo del Toro, but
see, all the other stupid crap in Pacific Rim, I'm totally willing to forgive to watch those monsters kick the shit out of each other. And that's what Godzilla is to me.
So it's better than Pacific Rim on some levels. Oh man, that's hard because I really like Pacific Rim now.
See, I bring the knowledge, man. I bring the hard questions.
Yeah, you know what I would like to see, and some people have actually talked about it. I highly fucking doubt it, but I'm pretty sure that it's the same producing company. No, Legendary. Did they do both of them? I can't remember. Anyway, so that would be fucking.
There won't be a crossover.
No, it won't be a crossover. You're not going to see like Gypsy Danger or whatever the mech is. I don't think you'll see that. But it would be really fucking cool to see a mech and Godzilla on the same screen. And you know what I like about movies these days is they've run out of every fucking good idea that has come about. So we're finally getting all the shitty like cool cartoons that we had when we were kids, and all the cool stuff that we liked and appreciated. Is getting.
My God, you actually have inspired it. My God, Lance, thank you. This decade, I never had a real answer for the 2010s, but you know what it is? The answer is running it into the ground. That is exactly what this decade is.
They
Let's
have
run it
nothing
all
but my
into the
childhood
ground.
and
Whoever
stomp on it.
thought that?
Yeah, I mean, we had Transformers movies before. Now we're going to have 5 more. We're going to have everything. I'm waiting for Short Circuit, the fucking remake. It's going to be awesome.
Seriously, have you seen the Short Circuit tattoo I just got? Anyways.
You have a tattoo of Short Circuit?
Yeah.
Johnny 5.
Let me see if that'll focus on my arm. Punk Rock Johnny number 5.
Well, that answers that.
So, anyway.
Now, I have another question about Godzilla.
Okay.
Does Bryan Cranston in the movie ever have a Walter White moment?
I don't know because I didn't watch that show. I have a problem with meth. Not like I have a problem with meth, but I have a problem watching people have a problem with meth.
Okay, this one's for Lance's grandma. Your grandson dropped out of college because of Turok Rage Wars and has a problem with meth.
You're killing me! I'm going to make shirts for Entertainment is Dead that says Chuck's grandma hates him. Or something like that. That's what I'm going to have to do.
On the backside, can it say Chuck has a problem with meth?
Or stealing garage or whatever we want to do.
Oh man, no. So the Bryan Cranston Walter White moment is he looks at the screen with no emotion and just starts like grumbling, like. Does he do that in the movie?
No.
Okay.
I liked him a lot in that. What other movie did I see him in? Oh, Drive. He was in Drive. He's great. I really like him as an actor. Anyway.
Does he ever have the father from Malcolm in the Middle moment in Godzilla?
I don't remember him. I mean, I remember that show kind of. Okay, no, I don't remember it that well. So, but it was a good show. I remember I liked it when it was on. So, anyways, as goes other shit that I hated. There is one plot hole involving a bomb that is so frustrating when it happens. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? They could have solved it so easily, but they just walked away from it and just like, you'll never notice. Bullshit. I noticed, and it pissed me off. But anyways, so as goes stuff that I loved about this movie, it makes up for itself at about an hour in. Everything just gets amazing. I really liked, there's been some pretty cool on-screen fucking monster fights in the last, 5-6 years, Well, I really like the King Kong. When did that come out?
That was a long time ago. That was longer than 5 years.
I love
I feel old, but anyways, the T-Rex fight, I started thinking about that when Godzilla was fighting on the screen, and I will tell you, it fucking toppled every fight that I've seen between a monster on screen. I was like, fuck yeah! Like, that's the only thing I can think of to describe that. Like, both me and Tom were like, yeah! Fucking Godzilla! It was amazing. So, that's all I have to say about that.
Okay, some more questions then. The bottom line, is it worth the $10 you'll have to spend to go see it?
I don't think that the 3D is going to be worth it. Tom and I discussed this. He thinks it would be worth it because some of the camera... Oh, one more thing that pissed me off. Camera angles. There is so many shots where they're, like, teasing you. Like, they're half jerking you off and fucking just like, oh, here comes Godzilla. Oh, no, he's going to go behind a fucking building. And they do that a lot. Like, there's a lot of perspective views, and a couple of them, like 2, maybe 3 of them would have been fine, but there's seriously like 5 or 6. And they're, like, inside a fucking bus or on a train or some shit. And you're, like, looking out of the fucking train at the monsters fighting. And while I can appreciate the fact that that probably took a lot of fucking work for them to make that in a studio, it was really obnoxious, actually. And Tom's thoughts were, if this wasn't in 3D, what would that look like? And my thoughts were, I understand where you're coming from, but it was still fucking annoying. So I didn't feel like 3D was worth it in this. Definitely in Spider-Man, not in this.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's a lot of questions about jerking off the moviegoer. I remember one of the big complaints I read about Transformers, the sequel, is the amount of times they had to show Optimus Prime transform right in front of you. I mean, he dies, Spoiler alert, I guess, for 7-year-old movie. But he dies. They bring him back. He transformed like no less than 6 times with only like 7 seconds of slow motion and reflections around Optimus Prime. They do that a lot with everything, whether it's through a car window or anything. They just want to. They're jerking off the CGI lately.
They treat the moviegoer as somebody who's not intelligent enough to be able to understand, yes, Optimus Prime can transform. We have to show you the goods over and over and over again. Is it subtle that way, or is it annoying?
Hey, you know what? I just think they assume we're all raccoons. Ooh, shiny. Oh, turns shiny.
But those shots that you're talking about in Godzilla, where they're not showing you, is it subtle or is it annoying?
It's not showing you is okay. The parts that bothered me is when they're like, I don't know, they're already established. They've already established. Okay, he's fucking here. Okay, we already know he's fucking here. Now, why are we looking out of a fucking train at him or something like that? And
they're trying to put a human spin on it, man. If you were on that bus and Godzilla was smashing things, you would feel that way. That's what they're trying to connect you to.
So, yeah, let's talk Godzilla, Jeff Bridges, or King Kong, Jeff Bridges. That's what I meant to say. What was that? 1989.
Something like that. It was the 80s. It was good.
Yeah, it was great for the fucking time. That was done right for the time.
I will say that my favorite of these kinds of movies in the last 15 years has been Pacific Rim, but that's because they didn't overdo it, but they showed you everything. And that's why I liked it. I mean, it was designed to be over the top and in your face from the word go, but they never shied away from it, and they didn't do like Cloverfield did, where they were like, oh, we have to show everything from this perspective of humanity. They couldn't just show you monsters kicking the shit out of aliens. That's why I liked that game, or that movie.
Yeah, and the funny thing is he never backed down from it in Pacific Rim, and he did it the way that he wanted to do it, and it was fucking perfect for what it is. Like that's probably one of the best, like, I don't know what I'd call it, just like a glorified nerd movie that I think I've ever seen. You know, they didn't shy away from it. They just said, "Fuck it, we're doing it," and I like that.
Did Godzilla feel that way, or did it feel like, no, we're not? We're gonna shy away from it.
No, it was good. Yeah, actually, I do feel so. There's something that I always took away when I was a kid watching Godzilla on the 4-inch black and white TV on my parents' table.
I love those movies, by the way.
Yeah,
that was the best. Like,
best shit ever.
Saturday afternoon, when all your friends. Yeah. I lived in Las Vegas. It was too hot. You couldn't go outside in the middle of the summer, and ABC in Las Vegas would show Godzilla movies on Saturday, and we'd be like, "What is this?" I was like 5, and it was amazing. I loved it.
Right. So that love that you had for Godzilla, no matter what was going on, even if it was like the first Godzilla where, he's just destroying everything and you're still, you have the love for the character, I felt like. I had already watched all the other ones, so I didn't really remember the first one, and I just wanted him to beat everybody's ass. Like, I wanted him to fucking win, and he was a good guy. Probably the first anti-hero, that if you think back, like, that's the first person I can think of that was an anti-hero, and you really, I loved it, and I felt that way when I was watching that movie. And there's some shit that happens, and you're like, ah, so good. On that, but I can't really give any spoilers away. We'll talk more. Sorry, what?
I said, please don't. At some point, I will see this movie.
Yeah,
I probably won't see it in the theater, but I will see it.
Of overall Godzilla movies, where does this stand up in the top whatever?
So I was thinking about that after, and I actually went back and watched Mechagodzilla, and it's really hard to watch those now for me because I'm such an asshole about movies, and I have to, I am the same way about movies as I am about video games and graphics. So it's really hard for me to go back and watch some property I haven't watched since I was a kid and expect to be like ood and odd. So definitely a great movie. I'd love to see more from the same, painted in the same light. And it's definitely worth seeing. Something I said before, if you have kids and you're considering going, if they are under, I would say 5 or 6, I mean, yeah, you probably shouldn't be taking them anyway, but I mean, it's a damn monster movie. You should take them.
Can my 10-year-old handle it? He's kind of a delicate snowflake.
Oh yeah, but here, so here's the thing. They're gonna probably be bored for a while because there's not a lot going. I mean, there's stuff going on. There's loud noises. There's rumblings and shit. But you're not. They're not gonna see a lot, so they might get bored after a while. More bored than they probably got during the downtime in Spider-Man 2 this year. So, but once shit starts rolling, shit gets rolling, and it's good. So.
My son did enjoy Pacific Rim a great deal, so I was wondering about this movie. So I guess that answers that question.
One other gripe too is Godzilla is supposed to be the biggest Godzilla has ever been, and they definitely show that, and you feel how you get a good sense of how big he is. But there is another scene where he is grabbing something and pulling on it, and at that point I was thinking to myself this looks really like his hand just shrunk. I would think that his arm would be bigger than it is for some reason. There was just this. Yeah, I mean, that's all I'm going to say about that, but that was probably the only time that really drew me out of it, and I was like, okay, I don't know if this is realistic size Godzilla right now, or we just grab this for the sake of grabbing it. Anyways,
so it would cost me $10 to go see it just in a normal theater without 3D or anything else. Cost me $30 to take my wife and my son. Should I spend $30?
Worth it. Good summer movie. Definitely worth the entertainment. You're not going to walk out of it going, fuck this movie. The first 35, 40 minutes gets redeemed pretty well. And you'll get to see some of the... I guess the best comparison I can make to this is Hulk picking up Loki and smashing him over and over and over again. And the 2 minutes that you saw that in the movie almost made the whole Avengers movie worth it. I mean, Avengers was great anyway. It was a great movie, but that's the only comparison I can think of where I was like, fuck yes. That's the feeling that you're going to get after watching this movie. So I'm super excited to see it again. I'm kind of teetering towards not taking Hank just because I'd rather watch it on video at home with him just because he is... I'm not afraid of him being... I don't think he'll be scared of it as much as just not entertained by it at the beginning. So that's my thoughts.
Okay. Godzilla, worth seeing.
Worth seeing. Go see it. It's great. You're going to love it. Great summer movie. Great way to start the summer off. So, and then we're going to get a shithole called X-Men after that. So
Days of Future Suck? Is that what we're going to call that?
I mean, yeah, that movie's going to be fucking terrible. Anyway.
Are you sure? I don't know, man. People are freaking out about that stuff.
I can't believe people are still excited. I can't believe they got a budget to do another one. I mean, I really liked First Class, but it's kind of a different vein. And it might ruin First Class for me. And I really like X-Men 1 and X-Men 2. X-Men 2 was a great superhero movie for the time frame, for what we had. The two best superhero movies that came out of that time frame were X-Men 2 and Spider-Man 2. And then it just got completely destroyed by X-Men 3 and Wolverine fucking whatever the hell. I'm in China or Japan. Terrible. Anyways. Oh, and one more thing I'm going to say about Godzilla. I know why Godzilla is fat, and fuck you for being all mean about it and oh, this is America Godzilla. He's just a fat ass. He's had too many 44-ounce drinks. Well, there is a reason for that, and you will see in the movie, and you will be amazed by what happens. That's it.
Okay. Now, moving on. Godzilla, worth seeing. Moving on.
Okay.
Chuck doesn't read. So we've established that you dropped out of college for Turok Rage Wars. You have a problem with meth, and you cannot read. I can't read at all. Your book club will consist of video games, not books. Correct. So how does Chuck's book club work? Because apparently, since we will be participating in this, I need to understand what it is that we're doing.
I mean, I'm going to say something that may be thought of as offensive to a point, but can you dress up as Oprah in blackface and then, pitch it to everybody? Because that would be fucking funny. I don't care what anybody says. You were in that wig with the comedy fucking gold. Free game! Free game! Everybody
you get a game! And you get a game!
You get a game! You get a game! Everybody gets a free game!
Oh, man. That's pretty funny. I like that. So what is your book club?
But Ryan, you're gonna get an island. I'm gonna give you an island.
Thank God.
You know what that means?
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Ryan gets solitude, and you keep subjecting me to this. I understand. What's the book club?
So the book club. We're gonna choose a game. For right now, I'm just gonna keep it off my Steam list because I have realized at this point, after a year and a half, that I have accumulated games on Steam. I have probably played 10% of the games that I have on there. I'm
There's
like,
a calculator for that to actually give you the accurate numbers if you want to look it up.
Sorry, what?
There's a calculator to show you how much time you've put into it. It'll depress you, though.
No, don't want to look at it.
Yeah, because it'll depress you.
It's just going to show, like, XCOM, X amount of hours, Aliens, X amount of hours, slight amount of time on Borderlands, and then you fucking can't play anything else. So after going through my list, a couple ones came up, and I decided, after looking over Payday, and another one that came up was Torchlight 2. What else did we talk about? Witcher. But I have decided that this month needs to be The Cave, because I was feeling a little bit adventurous and doing something that was out of my ordinary, kill everything. I need to destroy everything that exists.
Now,
And,
I'm going to give you a little backstory on The Cave, okay?
okay.
The man who made The Cave, his name is Ron Gilbert. Basically what happened was Tim Schafer over at Double Fine Studios, they worked together for a long time at LucasArts doing different games. Ron Gilbert is the man who made Monkey Island. He helped on Monkey Island, and he made Maniac Mansion, back the old Maniac Mansion. This game plays a lot like Maniac Mansion. And basically, Ron Gilbert was looking for a place to work on a new game. Turns out it was The Cave. Tim Schafer said, well, we have this studio. Use it. And so he did. He went there. He used some of their resources and their tools. He made this game called The Cave. It's a game where you have 7 characters that you can pick between. You can take 3 of them with you like you did in the old Maniac Mansions. And you go through solving puzzles and trying to complete a game. It actually looks really fun. It's been on my Steam playlist for a long time, so I haven't gotten to it either. So we will play The Cave this month, is what you're saying.
I would say let's be realistic. Well, maybe we should just do 3 weeks. Let's do 3 weeks from now. So 3 weeks from now, so around the 5th, we're going to go ahead and talk about a new game at that point. And
now, how would you like to discuss the game we're playing?
So we're going to put this through on Twitch. We're going to talk about it as we're playing, and I'll probably get really grumpy because it's not my game style, and I'll have a bunch of fucking 5th grade math puzzles to go through. And but yeah, we're going to stream it through Twitch. I haven't nailed down which days we're going to do, but I'll try to get a schedule up, and we'll probably talk about it on the next episode of Entertainment is Dead, probably on Sunday. We'll determine what days of the week we're going to do that. That may fluctuate because my schedule does fluctuate with work and, you know, my baby and stuff like that. So
the personal life.
Yes.
Personal life.
So you'll play it through on Twitch. Would you like the rest of us to play it on Twitch as well, or just you?
I think that we can have everybody play it a little bit. It might be a little bit redundant if we're all playing it, but somebody else playing it might look better than me dying.
So, well, no, I think what we should do is we should have you play it, so you'll play it on Twitch, so we actually have evidence that you played it.
Right.
I know I'll play it because it's funny as hell, and the last game he made was Death Spank, and those games crack me up. So The Cave, I'm all for playing The Cave, but so we'll give you the 2 to 3 weeks to do a couple of streams and play The Cave and get an idea for how you feel and what you think about it, and then we'll come back to the podcast here.
Yep. And
the people who have participated in the gameplay will get together and we'll talk about it. We'll do a show. We'll just get a round table like a book club does where they get together and talk about it, and we will talk about our impressions of The Cave and what we think of that game. And at that point, we'll pick a new game. We should probably speed this up a little if we can, if we could do it every 2 weeks instead of 3, because we'll never get through all these games that we all have if we do it once a month.
Yeah, let's do the 29th then. We'll do the end of the month. We'll talk about it then.
So we'll put the schedule up on the website. We'll put some information on the Twitch page, which we got that up and running this week. It's very easy to find, twitch.tv/entertainmentisdead. You can go there now. There are clips of Lance playing Titanfall, the new DLC. There's me testing out the new drop rate for the Diablo birthday event that they're having right now. I have 2 streams up of that. I believe tomorrow night Steve is going to play a game with his wife, and that ought to be interesting to watch. But yeah, go to the channel. Again, entertainment or it's twitch.tv/entertainmentisdead. Follow us there. All of those videos get exported to YouTube as well. So if you find our podcast on YouTube, you can also find our Twitch videos there. They get pushed up there. Like the channel at YouTube so we can make sure that you're getting the information, that you're getting the feeds as we're making them, and we're going to work together to put up a bunch of content for that. So it's still new. This is day 3 for that. Lance and I have been working on that like all night. Like, this is how you do this. This is how we do this. This is
more like he's just trying to teach me how to do shit because I'm like a monkey with a math puzzle. Like, this is how you do it. You're dumb, but I'm going to teach you.
Go watch his Titanfall video. He actually did very well getting his ass kicked on the new maps over and over and over again. So
right.
The best part is the last 2 or 3 matches he played, he had his foot in front of his Kinect camera the entire time, so all you can see is like his big toe and then his second toe. So for those of you, we'll have a quiz later on if he's one of those people who his big toe is longer than his second toe or vice versa. But you can see that on his Titanfall stream. But it's all up there, and we're going to be building content for it as we go. It's going to be really, really cool. I'm moving my Steam Play project over to it as well. I own, and Ryan is greatly responsible for part of this, and he's in the same boat. I own 500 plus games on Steam. The actual number is 541.
Jesus.
Yeah, and I've played about 10% of them. And instead of buying new games constantly and wanting to play that stuff, I have plenty on my list that I need to play. So I make a short video one at a time, half an hour to an hour long of me playing the game, explaining, my feelings about it, my interactions with it, my impressions of it, and I'm going to go through all those games. It was something I was doing on my own Twitch channel before, but we're moving that over to Entertainment is Dead, and you'll start seeing those pop up weekly, hopefully weekly, depending on my schedule. I start school next week, so we'll see how that goes. So, yeah, so the Twitch thing is new, and I like this book club idea. So Lance will play The Cave on stream, so we have evidence, so he doesn't cheat. He's not going to go to Wikipedia and look it up and be like, I really like the part when, we'll have evidence of him playing it, and then we'll all come back here, get together, and we will talk about The Cave, and then we'll choose another game from there, and we'll keep going.
Everyone plays the Cave. Everybody plays The Cave. The Cave for everyone.
Okay, that's this game. The next one, another point too. We would love to have some kind of interaction with this too. If you have a game that you would like us to discuss or play, like send us a tweet. Send us some, like all of our Twitters are very well known. Mine's right there underneath my name. Send us a message that says, hey guys, it'd be really cool if you played this game. I've been meaning to check it out for a while. We want to see it. We'll even try and get Ryan involved. It's kind of fun. He's got more games than I do on Steam. But yeah, the only way that I'm ever going to play Amnesia is if you guys request it, because I don't handle scary games at all, and I will cry like a little girl on camera. That and Silent Hill and Doom 3 actually freaks me out for whatever reason, even though I've beaten it like 5 or 6 times. If you want to see me play that kind of stuff, you have to send me a message, because otherwise it won't happen.
Yeah, Outlast is on my list of things to play, and I just kind of been, I don't know, not that I've been putting it off, but I have a really hard time with not having a, fucking weapon, at least. Like, give me a hammer or something. Let me hit somebody with something. I have a hard time with that.
Outlast is freaky, dude. I don't know if I can handle that shit. So we'll see. So in 2 weeks...
This whole genre moving to, I don't have a fucking weapon, just run, is pissing me off.
Hey, man, that's Amnesia in a nutshell. So... yeah, so in 2 weeks we'll come back, we'll talk about The Cave. You have to stream, Lance.
I will stream.
You have to do it, but there has to be evidence of you doing it.
We just can't cross the streams.
Yeah.
That would be bad.
Can't do it. So that's the book club? Because
Yes.
Lance can't read.
I can't read.
Oh, man, this is like that Zoolander thing, the library for kids who don't read so good. Like, that's what this feels like.
Right.
So, Lance, just out of curiosity, are you playing The Cave because you lost a bet? Because that's what this has sounded like.
No.
More
We were
importantly,
actually
I want to know what the bet was.
So, well, we talked about the book club, thing, and I just talked about, obviously, that I can't read. So we just kind of went through a list of games that we had ready that we had already fucking bought. I mean, because I thought about, I have a tendency to want to get the newest shit, so I talked about getting Child of Light and checking that out, and we kind of discussed that, and we're like, well, you know, I've got 60 games on my Steam list, and how many of them have I actually played?
You
So
have 60 games? Jesus.
I have
you
60
lucky
games,
bastard.
and the fact is everybody knows I play like 3 or 4 of them.
So it's time to work that out.
Right.
By
So all
not
those times
reading.
that I went, ooh, shiny, needs to pay off right now. So, or at least piss me off and create a couple hours of me fucking yelling at the camera.
Okay. I'm going to yell at you, too. Like, you're going to come back and be like, the cave is total shit. I'm going to be like, you don't appreciate good things, and that's why you can't play games with the rest of us anymore. You'll
Right.
get grounded. It'll be amazing.
That's why you're going to die alone. Exactly.
That's why I play games by myself now, because I can't play the same games with my friends play, or I just talk shit the whole time. So,
I know that Tom has the cave, so we'll get Tom involved, too. We'll see what we can do about making him play it, too.
I'm on an island called Bad Game Island.
Yeah.
So where
That's
aliens exists.
That's why all he does is talk about aliens, colonial marines. That's the whole reason why. Ugh, it's terrible taste in video games you have, Lance.
Hey, you enjoyed me playing Plants vs. Zombies. You were like, hey, you should have had that guy the other day when I was trying to eat it with the chomper, and you're like, what happened?
Yes.
I will tell you right now that Lance, that playing Aliens Colonial Marines would have been a great game had that game actually been a great game, but it wasn't.
Sometimes, Lance, you lose. That's just how it goes.
Richard brings the knowledge. Ryan brings the trolling.
Yeah, Ryan brings the cynicism. That's what it is. He looks
I call
at you
it
and questions.
practicality.
Yeah, he questions your reasons for playing, for being, and then makes you feel bad about that. That's
I
what
was
he does.
expecting a comment about my haircut being like Hitler-esque or something. It's what I was
I mean,
expecting.
you've got the hair. You just need the mustache. I mean, honestly, go into the bathroom right now and make yourself a Jew hater. I mean, that's all it's going to take.
Actually, I was going to tell you that I could see the white patch right in the middle of your chin.
Don't you dare! Don't
Yeah,
you
dude.
dare!
Look at that! Look at that white patch.
You kind of had the Hitler haircut.
Yeah, I don't care about his haircut. Look at his hair's changing color. Look at it.
So-
Look at that big old gray patch right there.
So here's the worst: is I think it's right here. I have like 3 or 4 strands of gray hair growing down right through here. So this has gone gray right here. It's bad. I hate
Your
it.
nose hairs have gone gray. That's
No,
what you were
not my
pointing at.
nose hairs. Just my lip hairs. Whatever you want to call it.
No, right here,
Oh,
right there, dude. You pointed right there. You got this.
Oh, no, not there too.
Yeah.
You know who you're talking to? You're complaining about gray hair? Look at Rich's head. It
I know.
shines.
I know. It's
Those aren't lines in my head. That's gray.
that's distinguished look. You know,
Yeah.
I'm headed there. I'll be there. in a
The
couple years.
silverback.
No, hold on a second now. I don't have to impress members of the opposite sex anymore, so it's okay that my hair is gray. I don't have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Works well for me. I'm just saying. Works well for me. Oh, man. I can be a big, fat, angry, gray-haired guy, and I can get away with it because, that's how it works.
I can't.
So the book club is on.
It's on. This is what-
Godzilla
Then
is
I
worth
need
seeing.
right.
Anything else that you'd like to say to your grandma?
Grandma, I love you. I'm sorry you hate me.
Does she hate you?
She doesn't hate me, but did you hear the whole discussion?
She's disappointed in you.
Yes.
Yes.
Basically,
Yeah, I got that part.
yeah.
Yeah, I got that part. So, okay. So there's that. Ryan, do you have anything that you'd like to say?
Specifically regarding
Anything.
Anything you want to throw in there.
the
Let's
FCC.
talk about Tales from the Crypt. That you want to get.
Obama is a failure, and Tales from the Crypt was good. You should watch that episode with Kirk Douglas because you will remember greatness. Watch The Outer Limits while you're at it. Also a show that for as many bad episodes, there were a few good ones.
Shit, I'm going to go back and watch Spartacus. We're talking about that. The good Spartacus.
The old one? Hell yeah, Kirk Douglas is a man. Same with Paths of Glory, dude. Always good. But for the Book of the Month Club, you should just get a voting thing on the website so that people can vote on it, and then take suggestions. I mean, we all have suggestions of what we think each other should play, because obviously I think all of you are uncultured barbarians, and you
Well,
are.
We are
Well, we
working
can
out a
fix that.
system. We are working on a system for challenges. So you'll be able to challenge Lance to play something way outside of his comfort zone. But for right now,
Sins of a Solar Empire. We're done.
well, that's outside of his comfort zone. You're right, but we're working on the challenge part of it.
Do I have to read?
No.
And
Well, in Sins, yes, you would, but
Sins is actually not as bad as most adventure games. The cave will screw you probably more, to be honest.
I don't know. We'll see how he handles this first. This part he was willing to do. The challenge part, there's going to be some pushback on when we're like, yo, dog, here's a Game Boy Advance, play some Pokemon, and he starts like freaking out and his head explodes. There's going to be some pushback there, so we're slowly easing into that. So we'll do this first. But I like your idea. We'll see what we can do about doing a vote. Until we put something like that up on the website, like send us those messages at Twitter to any of the contributors. Be like, guys, I want to watch Rich cry. Play Doom 3 next month.
I want to watch Lance get cultured.
Yeah, I want to watch Lance learn to read. Get Pokemon. Yeah, it'll be a good time. So send us the messages that way. If I'd like to say, if you didn't watch the last podcast where we had the guys from 8 Red Coins on, where I basically went crazy over Kickstarter and then dropped the mic and walked out, like, yeah, you should go watch that because that was probably the best ranting I've done in a while. It was a good time. And I'm gearing up for this weekend.
Hey, everyone, go watch it.
Yeah, I'm gearing up for this weekend too. I'm gonna go ballistic over Ubisoft and Far Cry 4. It's gonna be amazing. So that'll be a good time too. I gotta gear up for it though. I gotta, get the energy back. I spent it all yesterday. So
cool. All right. Well, thank you everyone, and tune in. I think we're gonna record again on Sunday. We have a special guest. I forgot her name, and I'm not really sure what's going on exactly, but just tune in.
Thanks. There you go. Watch.
Okay. All right. We are done.